going on, everybody? Gary from Killer Off-Road Hobbies here, and today I'm hoping that we can do the Chevy 63 kit. Now, I did get the two main leaf Chevy 63's, which is what people recommended, and then I got this kit from Low Range that's supposed to be everything you need, bushings and everything, all the hardware that you need to install these in a Toyota Tacoma. So I'm going to basically get on it. I just laid all this stuff out. It comes with all the hardware, everything you need, the bracketry and everything, even new U-bolts. So I'm hoping that I can get this done maybe today, maybe between today and tomorrow, because I have to go to work in a little bit. But I'm gonna do one side and then the other. I measured it all, and what I'm pretty sure I can do is I can leave this mount right here where it's at, this rear mount, and I'm just gonna put the new shackle in here, and then I'll have to move the front mount forward, of course. But with leaving this mount here, I should be able to keep my same wheelbase instead of moving the wheelbase, because I want to leave this the way it is, wheelbase style. So I'm going to go ahead and try to do that. According to my measurements, I should be able to, but we'll see. I might have to cut that off, that bracket off, and move it back. And then of course the new spring perch is going to go way farther forward, so we'll do all that. But yeah, let's get on it. Well, let's blast these tires off, put it on some jack stands, and then I'm going to use the old cherry picker, you know, safety third, and go ahead and just hook it onto the middle of the bumper and just take the weight off the springs. I'm not trying to, like, you know, lift the whole back up, but just something to support so that I can get the springs out of there easy. So now that I got this ready, basically gonna pull the U-bolts off and then basically just pull the spring out. Nothing too complicated, but we'll get her done real quick. And it's starting to heat up. It is it's supposed to get up to like 116 tomorrow or Thursday, so yeah, it's gonna be a little rough doing this, but I live in Redding, so I just have to deal with it. But I'll find what size these are, blow these off, and then that stuff, and then get this spring out of here and get ready for the 63. Alright, so the U-bolts that are on it might not be the case for yours, but the U-bolts that are on mine are 24mm, and then all the rest of the hardware is going to be 13/16. Hopefully my little ghetto gun has enough oomph to get these off. If not, I'll have to go get a breaker bar. Well, I'm gonna say whoever installed that did not install it right, because there was a lot of freaking tension on that. That shouldn't have done that. The way this spring should have been mounted is this should have been at a 45-degree angle. Here, I'll bring you guys in here. See what this did? How it popped back up in there? Whoever did this did it wrong, because this should have been sitting about like that. With the spring in it. You know, of course there's going to be a little bit of tension on the spring, so you want to set it to about right there, and then when the weight of the truck's on it, you want it to be at a 45. But look at that. That is beyond 90 degrees. I mean, unless these springs are just that shitty, which I think might be the case. Well, let's go ahead and blast that one off, get this off. I'll get this shackle off while I'm right here. Now all the pictures off of this screen, just sit there. Now we can blast the front off. And done. Part of this is done. I don't know if I'm going to have to reuse this lock. I'm hoping not, but we'll see. There it is. Spring out. Bushings look like they're shot, especially in the rear. These rear bushings, look at them. Yeah, they're hammered. They're even the wrong size, it looks like. So these rear bushings look like they're the wrong size, but look at that. That's not good. The front ones look pretty good. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that on there for right now. I'll cut it off later. But I need to put the 63 on here and then figure out where I need my front perch to go. And then I'm going to see, I'm hoping that that shackle I got will fit on there, so I don't have to replace this. But we'll see what happens. So far, so good. I have to apologize for the stupid chainsaw. Like, I swear, It is dead quiet around here until I try and film something. Alright, anyways, I did have to modify this a little bit. I left the one on here, and I had to use the same bushing I had. I had to take the sleeve out of it, but the kit came with basically the same bushings, just smaller, with no sleeve. So I don't think there needs to be a sleeve in there because this is a grease cert one. But I did have to like take and widen this just a little bit. It wasn't very hard, just a hammer and a vise. So I'm gonna put the 63 in here. I think I am gonna use the block because of the location of my e-brake. So the block puts it above that. If I don't like the block, I'll take it out later. It won't be a hard gig, but I would have to use the original U-bolts. I'm going to have to use the original U-bolts. So it is what it is, but they fit in that plate. It's all basically the same stuff. But I'm gonna set the 63 in here. So we got an airplane and a freaking chainsaw. That's awesome. So I'm gonna set the 63 in here and get it all figured out. I'm gonna put that front perch on it and then mark out where it needs to go, clean the frame up so I can weld it on. Let's get to it. Okay, so I got it marked. It's unfortunate that it's gonna land right on top of this, but I'll just have to put a little bit of filler. It's not a enormous deal, but it is kind of a bummer. Plus my exhaust is gonna be blown right on it, so I'm gonna have to do something about that. Maybe just cut it off right here. I don't know. I wanted to go 3" anyways. This is 2.5, so I have a 3" muffler already. But I gotta clean this up and then get it all ready to weld in. So I got it on there. Yeah, my welds look like crap. It was awkward. I think I'm gonna try and buzz this off of here real quick. I might just leave it for now, I don't know, but I'm ready to put the spring in and then you know, kind of clean it up and everything, but it's on there and it ain't going nowhere, that's for sure. Welded the crap out of it, but see, it's on there, and man, it is hot out here. All right, so gonna put the spring in, bolt it up, hopefully everything goes smooth, and then I'll tighten it up and put it down on its own weight and see how it looks. Everything's all tight. Everything's all set up. So here's the moment of truth. Slid her down. All right, so now it's sitting on its own weight. And shit. I'm probably gonna have to move that bracket. Dang it. That sucks. That really sucks. I was really hoping. What a bummer. What a bummer. Oh well. It is what it is. So I'll have to relocate that later, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side. Do the front bracket and all that jazz. Well, you guys saw all that, so I don't see any reason to bore you with me doing the other side, but I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side and then show you guys what it's like when it's all done. Well, 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 the rear leafs are done and they're in. It was not as easy as I thought it was gonna be. This video is taken over a week later from the last part you saw. It was quite the ordeal. I'm just gonna say that. And I've done a few more things. As you can see, I put my lights up there. All are wired in and everything. And then I've also got a couple back here. You know, the ambers, so they don't completely blind the people behind me. And I did my switches right there, and it actually worked out really well. It wasn't hard to do that. So I got my rear lights, yeah buddy, and then my roof lights. So that all went pretty smooth, the wiring and everything. But word of caution, if you're gonna do what I did, make sure all the measurements that the previous people doing fab work on the rig that you've got, if people have done fab work on it, was done correctly. Because that's where I ran into huge issues. So you saw me do the passenger side, which was, I guess, good, if you want to call it that. And then I did the driver's side the same way, where I supported the axle, I supported the weight of the vehicle, and I basically just kind of lifted the vehicle up, took the spring out, put the spring on the axle where it was sitting without moving anything, marked where I needed to put my spring perch, cleaned off the frame and everything, put it on there, put the spring in, and then it was way wrong on mine. Whoever did this, pretty much everything's off because I've been measuring everything since I found that. But the closest I could find with measuring from every point that I could think of to try and figure out how far off that spring perch was, it was about 5/8 of an inch. So it was over half an inch off. And it was like that from before I did all of this, because I didn't move the axle at all. So what I had to do, since I was an idiot and went ahead and just burned that spring perch on completely instead of just tacking it and checking it, because I thought, oh yeah, I'm not moving the axle at all, it'll be good. So I had to figure out how to get that off of there, which was really tough. And then I moved it 1/8 of an inch, or 5/8, sorry, 5/8 of an inch back, and then tacked it on, checked, and then went ahead and burned it in. And then I went ahead and I did the rear spring perches too. So these are both at exactly 45 degrees angle on both sides. They're both mounted to the same point on the frame. Measure, then weld. So yeah, it's got kind of the Carolina squat going on, I think they call it, where the back's a little bit lower than the front. But next up is going to be ram assist in the front, and then I'm going to 3-link it, and it should be done after that. At least done for now. Another thing I want to do is, since the guy didn't do an X on the back of this, I'm not sure how strong the cage is going to be with all the bend points he made. I know that makes it a little bit better, but I do want to put an X back here. So I'm thinking I'm going to do a tube across here, come out and go across the back, and then over to that side, and I'll do one from this corner right here down, leaving the window down, and then from here up and that side up. I'll have to go through the bed, probably like drill a hole right here, so the bar is going to have to come out. I'll have to move this, but the bar is going to have to come out, or I might be able to put it kind of diagonal up to it. I'll have to see how that works, but I want an X there because I don't think that cage has enough you know, support to do a really nasty rollover without having an X anywhere. So that's going to be something I want to get done. But the rear is done for now. Like I said, I do not plan on 4-linking it, even though I have the stuff except for the shocks. I think I'm going to leave it. It does lean pretty good going around corners now, and if you're gonna do a lot of street driving, I would probably not go with a spool. But I'm leaving the spool. I'm not messing with that anymore. But anyways, that's the progression on this puppy as of today. And stay tuned with this thing, because like I said, I'm not nearly done with this thing, and I am thinking about putting a supercharger on this guy. I'm really thinking about it. I don't need the power for off-road use, but because it's only got that the 2.7, it does tend to lag a little bit with all the extra weight I've put on here, the bigger tires, and with the whole family sitting in there. You know, I'm downshifting a lot, so I'm thinking a nice supercharger would be pretty cool, and it'll still be smog legal, so I won't even have to mess with that. The supercharger I want to put on here does anywhere from 4 to 6 pounds of boost, I believe. Adds about 50 horsepower, and it's 100% California smog legal. All right, everybody. Well, that's going to be the video. Hopefully this helps people out. Get some Chevy 63's on the rear of their Toyota, or whatever you're doing suspension wise. If you're doing leaf springs, like I said, measure, because if there's been previous work done on your rig, fab work done, make sure that they know how to read a tape measure before you go off of their work, because I cost myself hours. God, it's hot out here, sorry. I caused myself hours of work by not just simply checking that and making sure all the measurements were good. But I did find out that pretty much everything fab wise is off on this truck. So that's what I did find out after all that debacle. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you feel like it, thumbs up if you feel like it. If not, hey man, it's YouTube, there's more videos. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.